Willow keeps it back into play as well. Umpire's found something behind play here, and he's given it to Willow. It seems like he was dealt with after he knocked it back into play. Willow on the boundary line, pretty hard to kick a goal from there, and I don't know if he'll have a shot or whether he'll try and find someone short. Goes back, looks like he's going to have a ping at him. Comes back, kicks it around, it's bending around quite nicely, and the boys behind the goals reckon that's a snag, and so does the umpire, who does a bit of a high jump there and gives it 2 fingers. Nice goal from Willow, and he'll be happy with that. He's had a pretty good game, Willow, and he'll be glad with the way things are working out today. Umpire Smith comes in to bounce it, the boys in the centre, Bart or the Bear, as they call him. Bounced up in the air, and I'm getting a bit of stick from Buffalo over in the crowd as Killer knocks it long. Murph takes a grab, and the crowd love the Murph, and they erupt as he takes a big grab. He knocks it out to Purse, who kicks it long. Well, not long for Purse, but long kick for me. Goes out to the wing, no one really got possession of it. Bart battling hard, pushes over the Port Douglas bloke, and Port Douglas bloke goes back and he'll have a kick. He goes back, looks long, but comes right in the Dutchie's hand. Dutchie playing a kick behind, swallows those ones, and he loves it. Dutchie, who won the incentive award this year, popping off to watch the, hopefully for him, the Bombers in the grand final. A big Bombers fan, taking his missus, Robin, down, and I'll be having a bit of a peek at the game. Should be a great weekend. Umpire throws it back in. Knocked over the head, Port Douglas. Good talk from Port Douglas as Bennett knocks it wide and Hubby kicks it long. They've got a bit of a sit here. Purse backs back. Gutsy work from Purse, but big fella number 21, Chris Browning, picks up the ball, but Purse butters up again and grabs the ball. Good work from Purse there. Back into it, Gutsy work, and then butted up and got the kick. Knocked back, Gertzie, who seems to have been picking up kicks all over the joint today. Walks back, seems to have a lot of time, Gertzie, all the time. Uses the ball well. Kicks it long, Brad Bolton, nice grab. And he's played a good game too. Jatchie McCracken bursting into the forward line there. I think he'd be pretty keen to kick a snag himself. Brad kicks it long, and this will be the sit for tails, and Jatchie at the back. Punch forward though. Greening running onto it, overruns it. Port Douglas pick it up and they'll clear. Short little kick, which has given Wayne Britton to run onto it. He runs onto it. Ball's held up in the pack. Port Douglas grab it. Head out towards the back flank. Ball, bit of a top spinner, and she runs out of bounds. Umpire hoiks it back in. Rui knocks it over, no one in particular. Picked up by Wayne, he's starting to get a few kicks, and he kicks it to Brad Bolton, who should have a shot at goals from there. Brad's also snagged a few today, along with Jacko. There's been the goals have been shared quite a lot amongst the boys. Brad goes back, drop punt, kicks it high in the air. Goal umpire coming across, but I think he snagged it. He has, and the goal umpire does the old high jump again, pokes up the 2 fingers, and Centrals go further ahead. Umpire comes in to bounce it. Centrals leading 18-13, 121 to Port, 7-9, 51. Comes in, comes back over Dutchie, gives their ruck rover a bit of a swing of it. Dutchie gets a fist to it. Goes to Port Douglas Blake, but he's grabbed from behind, gets it in the back against Brad Bolton. He heads wide, he's got options there. The fart in front. No one really gets it. Hubby grabs it, Timmy McNeil and Hubby look like they might be going to have fisticuffs here. Is down in front of us, starting frustration showing from there. And Toey Tim McNeil, he doesn't mind it, but it's gone against him, the young fella. He kicks it long towards Davo. Al Bradford over the back, gets hands to it. Good work from the Port Douglas guys. He came in hard and grabbed possession of it, and it's gone to him. That was good hard work from him. Murph stands on the mark. Number ripped off. He goes back. He's a bit lost as to what to do, but he ends out centering the ball. So he looks for the big fella there, and a nice grab. 21, Chris Browning again. Taking a couple of nice grabs, the big fella. Purse on the mark. He looks to go short, but then changes his mind and goes back. I think he's going to have a ping at him. Wind's dropped off a fair bit. He should be able to just about snag it from there. Lines him up. Kick and land in between. No, that's a point. Well wide of the goal post. And Centrals will clear that out with a kick from the line. Centrals leading by 70 points now, and there's not really much chance of them losing it from here. But they'll be keen to go on and make a real job of it. Been a strong side all year. Kicks towards Reedy Purse. Nice long kick. Jacko scouts it off the pack and knocks it to the half-forward flank as the ball changes from one to the other very quickly. Greeny runs back onto it with a good bit of play. Overruns it, unfortunately. Willow there to help him out. He overruns it. The boys play a bit of soccer along the ground. It's all bound up. Willow butters up again. Pushed over as he kicks it. Goes forward and Tails takes it on the chest. 428 blokes land on top of him, but he goes back and he'll have a shot at the snags. He'll be pretty keen to pop this through, Tails. He's had a good game, but hasn't kicked a real big bag full, and he'll be hoping to finish it off with a nice few snags this quarter to make a real day of it. Goes back, pokes it high in the air. Nice straight kick, and I think that's straight through the centre. Yes, we get the jump from the goal umpire, so she's a beauty. And she's another snag to the boys from Trinity Beach. Back to the centre we go after Tails popped that one through. Nice long kick of the ball, Tails, and he had no trouble slotting that one through the guts. Poked up in the air. Dutchy gets a tap down. Davo grabs a hold of it and pokes it around the corner, not being able to see where he goes. Bart runs back onto it. Gets the hands, Timmy McNeil out wide. He's got plenty of room, Timmer, and he'll go long. Nice long kick from Timmy. Looks for Tails, and Tails takes it. Tails will be pretty happy if he can snag a couple late in the game, really make a day of it. I think he's going to have a shot at him. And that was a lovely kick from Timmy McNeil as Murph come down to shepherd for him. I don't know if he really did, but I have to say something nice about Murph. Nice long kick from Tails, and that's swinging around. I think that's another snag. It is. That's a great kick from Tails. White comes in to bounce it again. RSI from bounce it, the boy. 27 bounces for the day, plus the starts of the quarters. Here we go. Craig runs in strong, runs onto it. Timmy McNeil grabs it. Gets dispossessed by a nice tackle from Davo. Number 13 from Port goes out and he's tackled by about 28 blokes from Centrals. He plays on. Just Cole running onto it, but he's got plenty of opposition there from Big Phil Callard, who always puts plenty of pressure on. Good hard work from Phil, but it goes against him. He has a bit of an appeal. He's not too happy about it. And Phil will make sure that he earns his kicks. Goes back on the boundary line. I think that's Big Chris Cole again. He's on the boundary line. He's going to have a shot at the goals. Big Killer runs in, heads to the point post. He goes short. Well punched by Craig Britton. Gertzie gets a fist to it, knocks it to a half-forward flank. Davo's spear and he runs onto it and pokes it back, but Murph takes a nice strong grab. Kicks it long and the crowd go berserk as Murph picks up the kick. Gives it to the big bear and he bursts through the centre. It goes hard, the big fella, the big bear, whether at footy or at play. Big Tails runs out and he battles hard. Keeps his eye on the ball. Scratcher gets it out to Al Bradford, I think, who's turned over. Port grab possession. Little kick out towards the wing to no one in particular. Port running onto it, but a nice bump there from Greeny. Kicked off the ground. Dave Evans picks it up. Handball's on. That's nice play from Port Douglas. As soon as they come down and big Greg Davies a shot at goals. First kicks out. One of the blokes in the crowd just reminding me of the BNS ball at Port Cooktown a few years ago. An infamous race that was had there. Jacko battles hard for the ball. Keeps battling. Good work, Jacko. It's bottled up and there'll be a bounce. The actual winner of that race, which was a nude foot race up at Cooktown, was Ash Clarkson, who's come up from Daydream today to have a bit of a look at the footy. Scans tie over Dutchy. Dutchy punches it wide towards the wing. Gertzie runs onto it, and he's had a really good day, Gertzie. Great skills, and he runs onto the left foot. Heads towards Willow. Willow's got options here, but he elects to kick it himself and pokes it up into the goal square. One-on-one duel, Tails and the full-back here. Brought to ground. The boys battle hard. Looks like it'll be caught up there, and Port Douglas force it through for a rush behind. Kicked out from Port Douglas. Picked up by Colin. Kicks it wide to Hubby. Hubby goes wide again to the wing. Timmy McNeil runs in. Nearly takes it on the chest, but just misses out. And Davo runs through. And that's gone against Davo for a kick. Pretty unlucky. Then he had his eyes on the ball and just tried to knock it in front of him. Knocked long by Dutchy to towards the forward line, but a very nice grab from Tony Roman. He kicks towards the wing. Finds Graham Harvey. He's got options out wide now with the handball. Craig Britton looks like he's been ridden to the ground then, but I think the umpire's going to bounce it up. Craig probably asking the umpire then who the bloke is laying on his back, but a bounce seems to be the go. Bounces in the air, Reedy up high. Killer knocks him over, but not much danger, and Craig Britton underneath Killer there. Jacko runs under it, sockets it off the ground. Gertzie picks it up. He's got plenty of options. Goes wide to Jatsi, a little bit too far in front of him, but Gertzie coming out to help him up. Jatsi on the left foot, balks back. Plenty of time, Jatsi, great skills. Goes long towards Tails. Good work from the fullback then. Tails gives him one around the scon, and the fullback will take a kick. No one on the mark there, and he doesn't seem to make the most of it. Kicks wide towards the wing, and two Port guys fire against each other there, but they still come out with the ball. Knocked long to the half forward line. Murph knocks it forward again. Craig Britton hard at the ball again. As usual, Port come out with it. Dave Evans gets it but doesn't really want it, drops a hold of it. And the boys are having a bit of a tussle there. Murph's in there, as to is Jacko, and the big fella from Port, Chrissy Cole. Comes out wide to Jatsi, and Timmy McNeil's not quite there to shepherd him, but Jatsi gets around him easy. He's got time for a bounce. Paddy Foy runs across to block the kick. Wayne Britton, plenty of time, finds Scratch. Scratch has got Fart further on, but goes back, and I think he'll go long, perhaps hoping for Fart to get a grab in the square. He does that, and it's big Tails from behind. Nice grab. Tails should pop it through from there, I'd reckon, about 15 out. The crowd getting a bit vocal over there in front of the change rooms there. Not too sure where they're from, and not too sure if they know where they're from, but they're having a good time over there, the boys. As Tails goes back, don't know how many he's kicked, but I'd reckon he's probably kicked about half a dozen. Comes back distance, no worries for the big fella from Werribee. Stabs at the ball and hits the ups right. That's like the uprights, but with a few more S's in it. Having a bit of a look at the crowd over there. All getting a bit vocal now. Probably had a few beers, the lads. And meanwhile, back in play, the ball's been kicked in and Fart takes a nice grab. That's to Dutchie. Dutchie picks it up. Didn't take the grab, but had time to get it and poke it up long. Tails takes a grab. Thought he would have grabbed the hold of that one, got both hands to it, but ball hits the deck. Umpire runs in and he'll bounce her up. Umpire comes in, bounces it. Tails knocks it down. Looks like Brad Bolton running through with it. He's got Well with him and his Shep. He runs out to give him assistance. Back to Al Bradford, who's popped down to the forward line. He'd be very happy to pop one through. Goes to the full forward area. Port once again clear. Comes through, Davo running hard at it. Picks it up. Nice little kick. Good skills, Davo. Finds his mark on the half back flank. He heads long, but Craig Britton punches at 30 metres. Great punch, and Gertzie running onto it. Kicks it forward. Jatsi running onto it. Outnumbered there. Port Douglas in numbers there. Good work. He's done work. Central's get across there and put pressure on him, and they've given it against him for not getting rid of it. Jatsi's got the kick from the 50-metre line, and he centres the ball. No, he doesn't. I think he's had a shot with Jatsi. Let's not lie. He has had a ping at him. Umpire waves the one flag just to let us know that Jatsi has not in fact popped it through. He goes long. Timmy McNeil might be in the box seat here. No, Jatsi goes up, punches, along with Gertzie. Ball's knocked forward. Wayne Britton on the left foot. Don't know if that was touched off the boot or if it's on the bags full. But the boys have played pretty well and really gone on with the job today. Kicked out. Davo is battled on very well. Kicks long, but Dutchie picks it off. Dutchie's taken him out in the marks again. Kick behind the play. Loves it back there. Gives a long handball to Craig Britton. Looks forward, kicks towards Reedy, who's got the sit. Goes over his head. Port will clear this. Good balk and a nice long kick towards the wing. Phil Kellar's got a run at it. Beats him, but he comes back onto it, butters up. Big Chrissy Cole working hard enough. Phil throws one and the ball runs out of bounds. We're thrown in on the wing. No, it's a bounce. Bounce is virtually straight up. The boys tussle. Looks like Willow got a kick. Tackled as he kicks it, but gets it forward, and Brad Bolton takes a grab. Tails on the lead. Brad pokes it out in front of him, but Port got a guy in front of it, cuts off the lead, gets a hand to it, and pokes it over the back. Now there's a bit of a scramble. Pack develops, and it'll be bounced. Port were disappointed, obviously, but they've battled well all year and have definitely been the second best team in the comp. Al Bradford has a ping at him, snap out a thing, and he's popped it through, and that is a great snag if he's got it. He loves it. Al runs back chest out, and he loves it. That's a great snag out of the ruck. Al knew it wasn't a bad snag. Central still seem pretty full of running. Soddy, Port Douglas handball out. While running with number 80, pops it out towards the wing, and that could just about run out of bounds, I think, down towards the Central's box. The boys sitting in there having a look. They'll be pretty thrilled with the way things are going. Gets tapped up, not much, a bit of a pack develops, nice tackle. Craig ran in and tackled hard. It's a good tackler. Another pack, and the umpire will throw it back in. Reedy up against Killer, gets his left hand to it. Well, yelling loud, could hear him from over here. It's kicked, Fart running onto it, gets a good bounce, turns around, plenty of time, kicks it long. Over the back of Gertie. Gertie gets a kick, kicks out a man, doesn't quite find the mark and bounces out of bounds.
Okay, I'm on.
Try back to throw it in. The play's been out that side of the ground quite a bit the last 5 or 6 minutes, not a real lot happening. Port get a bit of a run of it. Colin Trogdon, or I'm not too sure of the pronunciation, he's battled well, number 8. Played a good game, picked up by Port, but tackled by Wayne Britton. Ball's not clear, Port got the run of it, but Gertie right on his hammer will put pressure on him. He has to run it out of bounds. Boys converge on. I think Port Douglas virtually just playing out time now. They must realise that they can't win it from here, and they'll be pretty happy to hear the siren. Kick forward this, and that's a Port Douglas kick from the half-back flank. Kick towards the wing, tack flies, and Big Fart's grabbed a hold of that. Starting to take a few grabs now, the big fella, as everyone gets tired, and he looks forward. He's had a big season, the Big Bear. Heads towards centre half forward, towards Aussie Bryan. Gets punched away from him. Port Douglas look like they'll clear. Number 8 again, good pressure from Willow as he chased the whole time. But Port Douglas clear, good bit of play, and they head towards half forward line. Phil Callard, one-handed. And once again, the Bear grabs a hold of it, kicks it out. Chase takes the mark, handball's on, good play, and they find their mark in the centre. Handballed on, they keep persisting, Port Douglas. Kick forward, straight to Phil Callard. Callard kicks it long, heading towards Wayne Britton. Got the front posse, battles on, he's outnumbered a bit there, but keeps the pressure on him. But numbers went out, Port knock it forward towards the wing. Out to Hubby, Hubby grabs a hold of it. Craig picks it up, looks long, he's got the Bear here in the centre. And the Bear will go long, Bear kicks it long. Tails hasn't really got the sit, Port should wrap this up, they do that. Tails stands the mark. They head wide, Port. The only option he had. Grabs it, kicks along, kick towards the wing. Once again, Port seem to have the sit. Take a nice grab over the back. Nice hands. They move the ball down the ground well this time, Port. Hit Davo, nice pass. Davo's got other options. Goes to reverse. Banana kick. Big fella takes the mark, 15 metres out. That was good work from Port as they moved it from one end of the ground to the other fairly swiftly. Big fella, Chrissy Cole, have a kick. Not more than about 20 metres out. Not too sure what he's done with that. No good. He's missed that one. And Big Purse will pop it out. Not a real lot of action down that end the last 20 minutes for the Purse. He'll be glad to have a roost from fullback. Comes out. It looks like he's going to go straight up the ground. Looks short. And he's got Wall. Runs past again to Mellon. Good work from Purse. Great work as he comes through and has another roost towards centre half forward. Over Reedy's head. Port Douglas guy overruns it, birdie there. Ball in a bit of a pack and the umpire will have no option but to come in and point her in the air. Guy comes in, bounces it. Here's Port, bit of a wrestle there in the pack. Comes out to Reedy, back to Dutchy, breaks it 928,000 miles in the air. Goes forward and tails running onto it along with Brady Bolton and a couple of the boys from Port. Port first there, but it runs over the boundary line. Throws it back into play. Tails over the back, knocks it inboard. Davo throws it well, had nowhere to go then. Headed wide, but he just had no options. And Jatsy's there on his Patma. Picks it up, back to Well. Well got plenty of time, he'll try and pick it out with someone. Lovely pass, had plenty of boys there, and the Bear, he'll have a ping from there. And I think he might have popped that through. Great shot from the Bear, and I think the Bear will probably have one or two tonight. End of a long season for him, rep games, etc. And he'll be glad just to have a rest tonight, and well, not much of a rest. Nice pass there, good work from Jatsy and Well as they worked it out between them, gave Well plenty of time, and he picked out the Bear in the centre. Had three blokes to head to, the Bear grabbed the hold of it, and he's popped her through. Boys going away with it now, the 22-16, 148 to Port, 7-12, 54. 94 points the margin at the moment. And I think that really has been a true indication of how much stronger Centrals have been this year. Check out the Paddy Foy, he has a bounce. Got nowhere to go, and I think he's just went over. Nice grab. Murph might be too happy with getting out Mark then. Not too sure of this bloke is because he's got half his number ripped off. But Big Nick Purcell on the mark, or as he's affectionately known from the boys around Trinity as the Melon, due to his large buttocks. The bloke from Port pops it forward, and Big Woody's just walked out the back and said g'day. Drake takes it. There's plenty of options here. He goes short to Perks. Perks takes a Perks. It's just like Perks. Perks, plenty of options as well. Gives it back to Timmer. Timmer, he's hot, but he gets his boot to ball. Gertzie grabs a hold. He's got plenty of options too. But he runs on. Lovely pass. Finds Greeny. And the boys still full of running as they move the ball down the ground. Nice work from Well. Nice hands. Would have nearly paid the grab. I'm not sure if he got the grab or the free, but either way, it's his kick. And the boy from Vermont, he'll be having a kick. He knocks it forward, big leap from the back. Not effective as Brad Bolton kicks it. She's gone up over 3 aeroplanes, comes back down. And Willow's been taken out of it, and I think he'll get a free kick there. The siren's gone. Willow will have this kick at goals to make the difference 100 points if he pops it through. Kicks it high in the air, goal umpire comes back. And it's run out of bounds, no result. So the boys from Central have run out fairly convincing winners, 22-16, 148 to Port Douglas, 7-12, 54. So all have a bit of a cheer. The boys are all pretty rat, shaking hands, and I think Port will be pretty glad to see the end of the game. They all head in. Dutchy hanging back a bit to congratulate Port on their effort. Phil Callard heading in, big purse, shaking a few hands. Craig and Jacko. Yes, Adi in front's making sure that I mentioned that Port Douglas only been in the comp a couple of years, and it's a fine effort to get in the grand final in their second year. Boys from Central, the guys from Central's, plenty to cheer about, and the beer will taste pretty good out at Trinity Beach this evening. And I'm no doubt the boys will have one or two.
I have done.